Welcome to this latest entry in my video series all about how I'm working to overcome my fear of flying through VR. In this video, I'd like to talk about something that causes me a lot of anxiety in real planes: looking out of the window. Believe it or not, I used to have no problem at all flying in planes. I flew commercial a lot, and I had little to no fear and used to love looking down out of the airplane window. I used to think it was really cool seeing the world getting smaller below me as the plane got higher and higher. Unfortunately, ever since I've developed a fear of flying, I get stressed out when I think about looking outside the window on a plane. I used to not feel like this at all, but nowadays there's always a twinge of panic when I look down because it reminds me that I'm high up in the air. So how do I fight this feeling? Well, one way is to use virtual reality and flight simulators to try to recreate the experience of flying. I have 3 methods that I practice in VR. Then later I take those methods and try to use them on real flights. First off, I use VR to get used to the idea of looking out the window, looking down at the passing scenery below as I fly the plane. If I want a slower, lower altitude experience, I'll load up a small plane like the Cessna 172 and take it around for a bit, looking out of the window as much as possible. I can see the ground down there and let myself enjoy the experience, all from the comfort of my own home. If I want a faster, more commercial experience, I'll load up a jet and feel the sensation of soaring through the air at 500 miles per hour. I set up a 1.5 to 2 hour flight in the 737, planning out my route but letting the weather fall where it may. I like to let the weather match the real world conditions because when I take my real flight, there's no guarantee there will be nice, sunny weather 80 knots. Secondly, I'll sit down as a passenger in my own flight. Once I take off and set the plane up on autopilot, I'm able to walk around the airplane in VR, almost like I would in real life. You can see me here walking down the aisle, passing the slightly creepy fake passengers. At this point, I like to spend some time pretending I'm a real passenger, letting myself think about the fears and stresses I might face on a real flight, and think about how I'm going to manage them. I'll look out of the window and imagine what it feels like to be on an actual plane. Finally, and this step is usually done once I'm already flying as a passenger from step 2, I'll try to pay attention to when the plane is turning and look out of the opposite window. In real planes, this change in orientation is really distracting sometimes, so I try to practice as much as possible inside of VR. Here you can see the banking of the plane and the shift from a land view to a sky view on one side of the plane, as well as the shift to a more down-facing land view on the other side. I just try to be aware of when the plane is turning or going to turn and experience this sensation like I would in real life. Using VR and flight simulators, I have another powerful tool in my arsenal to achieve fear-free flight. Please keep in mind I'm not a licensed therapist or mental health professional. These videos document my personal experiences and should be taken as entertainment only. If you have any personal experiences or thoughts, I'd love to hear them in the comments. And of course, if you like this video and would like to see more content like this, hit those like and subscribe buttons below the videos.